So we were in Detroit, and I have to clarify, we were going to be in Detroit for the tour.
Yes, we did a show in Detroit.
Ben and I were both doing our little skits in Detroit. So we were already there.
Mm-hmm.
But I went to 2 places. And Ben was very nice enough to come with me. And the first one was Gilbert's Lodge, which is a perfectly nice restaurant in Detroit, Michigan. However, they are probably most known for having a former dishwasher / line cook by the name of Marshall Mathers, which is the Christian name of the GOAT rapper Eminem.
And just to clarify, they're not most known for that. Is they're most known to you for that?
They're most known to me for that.
Most of the clientele was retired or middle-aged people just having a very sad meal in a wood cabin.
Mm-hmm. Sad meal in a wood cabin. Yep.
Yeah, with a bunch of like heads and antlers mounted on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they were fans of Eminem.
No.
I think if you live there and you eat there regularly, you don't know about it. It doesn't mean anything to you. And also your son probably doesn't call you because he listens to too much Eminem. That's sort of the dynamic.
It is funny. You wouldn't know, like you'd have to be my
psychotic.
level of yeah. I was gonna say my level of stand, which some would argue is psychotic. But so I know about Gilbert's Lodge. He mentions it a couple times in his songs. It's part of his origin story because they fired him right before Christmas. And that's when he wrote the song Rock Bottom, which ended up being on the Slim Shady LP. But you wouldn't know that by walking. They don't even have his picture anywhere. It's sort of
but when he dies, they will mount his head on the wall next to the other deers.
Like many of the deer that are hung around the wall. Yeah. So I did ask our waitress, I'm like, is it true that Eminem used to work here? And I did know that he used to work there.
Yeah, it was a leading question.
Yeah. And
you're also wearing your Eminem shirt.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and as we were walking into the restaurant and I'm wearing my Eminem shirt, and I sort of have this look about me like, isn't this so exciting? We're going to eat at this restaurant. There were 2 black people that walked by us and one of them openly laughed at me. I mean, not like to my face to be disrespectful, but he couldn't conceal his amusement of this very white person being excited to go because he must know.
Yeah,
I think he knows.
Mm-hmm.
If you know, you know situation. So we're in the restaurant and we asked the waitress and she's like, yes. And we know Lynn and Lynn's met Eminem and she'll come over and talk to you. And I'm going to say about 15 to 20 minutes went by. We're getting our food. We're having a nice chat. And I'm like, there's no way this woman actually comes and talks to us. But she came and talked to us, and she seemed excited to talk about it.
Look at you not being trusting.
Yeah,
you're like me
exactly.
on the side of the road.
Yeah, well, I guess it's contagious, you know. But yeah, and she talked to us a little bit about what he was like, and I really liked that. That was fun.
Yeah, it made you joyous in a way I'd never really experienced.
Yeah, because I mean.
Yeah, she's like, once Eminem came in a couple of years ago, and I was the only one to get a photo with him,
mm-hmm.
which I feel like that makes sense that he very rarely comes in because I feel like, you know, going to the place where you worked when you weren't famous, when you've made it, is like fun once, but if you go there every week, it just becomes sad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you're just one of the other old people that eats at Gilbert's Lodge.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I wonder because I'm such a routine guy.
Yeah.
Even if I was like rich and famous, if I would like just still go to Chipotle, just to avoid decision fatigue. You know what I mean? To be like, well, this is why I do it now. I'm like, well, I know what I like there. I'm gonna have a nice time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I understand. You don't want your energy sapped. You're such a strong and virile man.
Mm-hmm. Virile is how most people describe me. So not only did we do that, Ben, but we also went to the fields where the house that Eminem used to live in used to stand. And it's most known for being on the cover of the Marshall Mathers LP album. So I thought that was pretty cool. I knew that the house was torn down.
Yeah.
I was lucky to know that because apparently when Brendan Sagalow went, he didn't know that the house was going to be torn down. So I managed my expectations a little better.
Yeah.
Not to flex on former guests. And we had a nice time. I don't know if you'll imagine this, but we talked about Eminem a lot when he was on.
Oh.
Same thing with Nick Tellelli, dude. When I get a stan, it's all we could talk about. But so you and I in our rental car pull up, and it's just like a working class black neighborhood in Detroit. You know, nothing like you wouldn't know it if you just drove by. There's no like sign.
Yeah, because it's like it looks like multiple houses have been torn down, or like a long field, and you're getting your photo taken in one area of the field, and then a nice woman from across the street says, "It's a little bit over."
Yeah, which I thought was so funny.
Yeah,
I'm like, she knows exactly.
Yeah,
we're not. Ben and I didn't have the look of like surveyors.
Yeah, which I don't like the fact that by being with you, people are like, "Oh, he's another sad white boy that loves Eminem."
That's my brand, Ben. Don't you take it?
Yeah.
Because if you take my brand, I'm going to kill you and dump your body in Lake Michigan. What were you saying?
No, you're right. I should be able to effortlessly riff through a death threat. I apologize. I can't just brush it off like you Eminem fans. Yeah, no, I was just saying that it was very necessary to point to the correct spot because you wouldn't have known the difference. How many dozens of people take a photo in front of the wrong field and they're bragging to their friends, look, this is where, and it's not. But you got the true experience of being in front of the Eminem hole.
Yeah. Boy, have I always wanted to be in front of the Eminem hole.